This is Justin AMZN for Thursday, July 11th, 2019. And today we still made a higher high by about 10 bucks and a higher low by about 10 cents. We had a pullback today. So really nice triangle that right before noon just totally broke down quickly too. I mean, it just melted lower. Came back into 2013, rolled that S curve rolled back down to 2005, and then that did this double top thing in here, and an inverted hammer. Didn't quite touch the 21, just like a few days ago. We didn't even touch the 21 going up until late in the day, and we did that again here late in the day from below. But even had a double top here and a rollover that sold off through the 2000 price, and yeah, just had a really nice pullback overall. So if we still have a bullish perspective as things open up, we gapped up, bullish retest gap. Well, actually, where's the actual open? Open 2025.62, and obviously that was higher than yesterday because we didn't even touch this line. So we basically opened right on the line here. From a high wave candle, an inside candle, not quite a hammer. The lower wick isn't long enough. And then had this candle that was actually moving up through this price. So this is the first opportunity you had to just buy right here, stop below, and just look for 2R. And we went to the options to see if we got there. And then pull back a couple times here, pull back here into the same level. This was another great place to be buying here. And that moved up a little bit, not quite as much as this, but maybe had some of the premium decay after this happened, and then maybe got a little bit back as this moved bullish. But then from there, I mean, it was generally making some lower highs and just couldn't get going. This was really the last place. An S curve here, continuation, should have continued higher. Instead, it does this evening star reversal. Sorry, that's a little hard to see. There we go. Does this evening star reversal and goes sideways for like 40 something minutes, and then starts to roll back down. All the while, the squeeze is forming. It's starting to move a little bit bearish or below the 21, and it's just showing some signals that it's just not the right day to be bullish. But if you think about it, we've had a lot of days to be bullish. From zoomed out like this, it looks like we touched our uptrend channel, and then from being up here, it does not have to go down right away because we got close to it here and then kept pushing up over the next week or two and made some higher highs. That can still happen here. We could just continue to chop along the upper trend channel here. If we do some sort of pullback, I mean, it doesn't even have to go straight back down to what price is this? 1925? It's not higher again. Come on. Maybe it was 1925. Anyway, it's not showing up, but I mean, that could be a nice X marks the spot, or we could pull back a little bit more aggressively, get back into the high 1800s, something like that. See if we can retest this kind of level. Like I said, we still need a higher high, higher low. It doesn't have to pull back really, much further. It could just hover up here, kind of like this did. If we do pull back, we had a pullback after making an all-time high. We got stone's throw away from that today, and we get a little bit of pullback. Could come right back into this one came back into this price, so that's why it's reasonable to do that. From this is the first time we've been back up here in a while. 2035.80 was the high. Back here, the high was 2033.19. So basically, this is the second highest point that Amazon has ever gotten to. So this was the first, then this was the second. Well, this one just took its place today, being the next peak. But we can see that this is a peak because it moved down, and we can see the history afterward, just like this one too. We don't have any of that today. All we have to go on is, hey, we ran into some resistance. And so, look for those pullbacks. This is a great place to be pulling back and evaluating where a good entry would be for a bullish trade. And so for tomorrow, we can still look at these lines to provide some support. Now, because there's been this candle of some selling, there could be some more selling. That can push down a little bit more. But still look for the bullish trade because we're very much in a bullish trend. And just be cautiously bullish and set your stop appropriately so you can get stopped out before another pullback if one of those happens. Just because we haven't been up here in a long time. There's people that are going to be taking some profits. You know, like I said, this is the second highest point we've ever been to now. And it's sold off from there before. And it's sold off from here before a lot. That's what started this downtrend here. Back up at this price, I was saying, no, we really shouldn't be up here. I expected this high to hold. Then we got up here. Then it reversed. Can't really compare it to something else nearby. We just ran up, but we had a lot of bullish candles in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullish candles in a row. That may not seem like a lot, but they moved a lot too. And so, what's kind of crazy is these 6 candles probably had about the same dollar amount move as these 3 candles, but just a different place, different level to be at. And so, from up here, I would at least look for a pullback to the 5. If you get any sort of pullback back to the 21, that right now is right on the 1925 price. That'll continue to drift upward as this pulls back potentially. So maybe they meet around 1950 or something up here after a couple days. I don't know. We'll see if we get a quick sell-off. We'll see if we get some sort of bounce and recovery here. But as this triangle, picture where the day was at about right here. Actually, let's go back before that. Okay, right here. This is looking good. This is looking like a nice triangle, really indecisive candle. If the day finished flat like this would suggest, hey, we can go either direction, but trend bullish should stay bullish. When you go a little further and you see, we're still sideways. I didn't like how that came in and didn't really get a volume spike, but I got an increase in volume. And then here we go. We're getting the volume spikes after some lower volume here. We're breaking down from the triangle, making a lower low on the triangle. And this is clearly breaking down. So from here, okay, we know the directions, short-term bearish, retest. And a really nice retest. Doesn't quite come back up here to retest this level. But bullish candle, amidst all this, you could get in right now on the candle and stop up here or up here and ride that back down, and that's where it goes. So anyway, if we look at a few key times, let's look at this EMS reversal. Let's say somebody was getting in at 11:15 after that formed on a put, and so 11:15, the price was right around $1, a little more than $1. This would have been phenomenal for like an absolute zero play where you're risking about $1. You get 2 of them who are risk $2. Depending on what your R is. But even though it started to actually, like we say, confirm that this is an EMS reversal by triggering, well, it is an EMS reversal, but you're triggered into it possibly on that candle. Even though that was triggering bearish, we didn't really do anything with any sort of movement. We got a little bit of twitches in here. It wasn't until this point where we started actually rallying. And it's crazy. You could have been buying at 1, flipping that out probably around 6, maybe 7, to be down at this is the 2000 put. So being down around that value would have been phenomenal to be getting out like right here, 2005, or holding on a little longer, 2000, but nice round number we came back into and ultimately bounced on and then pulled back into again. So we're right around 2000, and we'll see, if we're going to chop around on a level like that or do some more movement. If we look at calls right out the gate, I think I talked about having something set up to like 3x2, and that would have worked, but it didn't get you to 2R. And so if you're looking for 2R, either you didn't get it and then you moved your target down a little bit and got out maybe at 4, maybe at 450, to just kind of scalp something. But if you didn't get out and you were looking for that 2R, we never got up there again. We were at break even for a little while here at 3, and that broke down, and we stayed below 3. At this point, I think this is the insert reversal. Down here, you're still holding like this $2 low, but as this starts to bounce, and then it's just a flag, and then you get this candle taking out the low, this is where you should have been stopped out, and rightly so. I mean, it wasn't going bullish, and you limited your risk, and it gives you the opportunity to flip, because remember, right here, we're just losing bullish value, but on the put, I want to go a little bit closer. So if we look at the 2025 put, as that evening star reversal came in, that was right around here. Buying it like $6 was easy, 6 by 5. The setup is all right here. Just gotta see it. And then, think about that. Getting it at 6 by 5, that ran up to 24. So really nice move, depending on the option. And so, it's still later in the week. It helps because you don't have as much time decay. So you got, if you're at the money, you got some intrinsic value. If you're at the money, you don't really have intrinsic, but there's a greater potential to have these kind of moves explode, and that's what this ended up doing. Got really quiet for about 2 hours and then just ran. And getting the right option and putting it out, you had a lot of opportunities to get in bearish right in here. Getting in bullish, there were still opportunities too. We talked about bounce on 2050. Another option, if you were looking at, let's go back to the 2025. So that one, wave candle right around that 10. Oh, look at that. The 10? Yeah, 10 by 9. That would have gotten you 2R up to like 12. So even that would have been phenomenal. I think it worked twice. Oh, once. Well, that one pulled back to 9, so that one worked. I'm not sure in a smaller time frame, maybe a 3. The 10 by 9 worked here, 10 by 9 worked here, 10 by 9 did not work here, or maybe you were able to scalp a little bit. But ultimately it rolled over, and yeah, it's pretty easy to see here. And so as this is breaking down, that's your opportunity to jump over to the puts and see, could I just get into something here? And so the 2025 put, a little more expensive, so maybe you got in on that candle or one of these smaller ones. But you'll see smaller candles if you go back out of the money. And that's why it's good to look at these and see, okay, well, even though it's moving here, I mean, I can still get in by like 2 by 1 or something, and it worked. 2 by 1, that ran up initially to like 5 or 6. That would have been a great place to some profit, So anyway, I hope this helps to look at the options and compare back to the daily, or to the 5-minute, and then for the daily, yeah, we've been on this hugely bullish run. Finally got a little bit of a pullback, bearish candle. That's great. That clears the way that we could gap up and just trade higher too. So that's another possibility. It looks like we got options not next week, it's the week after. So as that gets a little closer, we'll talk next week, or it was usually on Thursday. We'll see what we can do to kind of prepare for where the gap can be. But yeah, right now things are bullish. They're just getting a little bit of a pullback, which is totally normal. And so just look for a place to bounce. Hope this helps. This is just AMZN. Thanks.